Alright everybody, how's it going? It is Tuesday, December 18, 2018, and we just finished in Week 15 in the NFL, so that means of course we have our Week 15 NFL pick results to go over. So let's jump right into the video and go over our Thursday Night Football results. And of course we had the Los Angeles Chargers beating the Kansas City Chiefs 29-28, so that put us off to an 0-1 start for our picks this week, but of course, this was a great win by the Los Angeles Chargers. A late comeback. They were down 28-14 at one point in this game, and of course they were able to come back, and they ended up going for two on their last touchdown, leaving about 9 seconds on the board for Mahomes in Kansas City to I don't know, maybe throw a Hail Mary and win the game, but of course that didn't happen, and that leads us to an 0-1 record to start the week. This is our worst week yet. We went like 7-9, so it was bad. It was real bad. So let's go to Saturday football, which is the new thing. That was the last Thursday night football game. There is none in week 16. They have switched to Saturday, so enjoy that for what it was. At least we had a good finale to Thursday night football. But then we had Saturday football. 4:30 p.m. Eastern game. We had the Houston Texans. They went and played the New York Jets, and they won 29-22 in what was a lot closer game than everybody anticipated. The Jets were actually leading at several points in this game, but were unable to hold on to the lead, and weren't able to come back late. That was much to credit to Deshaun Watson and the receiving core of the Houston Texans. Very good game. The Darnold looked really good. He threw a couple touchdowns. I believe he didn't have any turnovers. So good job to Darnold. Good job to the Jets to play competitively, playing for pride, and showing Darnold is actually coming along quite nicely. Of all these rookie quarterbacks, I think Darnold and Baker are having the best careers so far. And, yeah, it is what it is on that. Let's go to the 8:20 p.m. game in which, oh yeah, another rookie quarterback who's having a phenomenal rookie season. In my opinion, the best one of the rookie quarterbacks, Baker Mayfield, has brought his Cleveland Browns to a 6-7-1 record after upsetting the Denver Broncos in Denver and ending the Broncos season. Effectively, they're 6-8. I'm pretty sure you're not going to get in. But then we have the Cleveland Browns who, by some weird miracle run of games, they can make the playoffs, but I don't think it's possible now that the Steelers ended up beating the Patriots. So I believe the Browns season is also over. But 6-7-1 potentially could go 8-7-1 if they win out. Great season for the Browns. Great rebound season after going 0-16. Baker appears to finally be the answer at quarterback for this team. So congratulations, Cleveland. And then we have Denver. Losing Emmanuel Sanders apparently was way too much for this offense to recover from. So now we're seeing them fall apart, and now they have no one to throw the ball to. Thomas is gone. Sanders is gone. You got a rookie wide receiver who's now going to be triple covered because he's the only one who can catch the ball. Denver season's over. It ended when Emmanuel Sanders went out. Didn't think that would be that big a deal, but apparently it was. The knife in the back of the season. So they're done. We went 1-2 though because I really didn't see the Browns going into Denver and winning. Very tough atmosphere for even veteran quarterbacks, let alone a rookie on a team that struggles on the road. Oh well. We got the Texans and Jets game right, not the score, but all right. Then we have a plethora of 1 p.m. games. I believe there are 9 of them on Sunday, so let's go over the first 5. Just like we predicted, the Arizona Cardinals blew out, or the Atlanta Falcons rather, blew out the Arizona Cardinals 40-14. We thought 28-10. No big deal. Arizona now has the number 1 pick in the draft because they have losses to a bunch of weird teams that give them the number 1 pick at 3-11. The Atlanta Falcons improved to 5-9. Their season's well over, but now they're playing for pride, and I don't know why they're winning, just screwing up draft order. I don't know. I want them to win out. Maybe the Lions can get a better draft pick. Fucking losers, the Lions are. But anyway, like I said, it was going to be a blowout. It was a blowout, 40-14. Not really surprising. Not much to talk about there. And then the Baltimore Ravens and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Good win by Lamar Jackson, the rookie, the rookie quarterback. Now 4-1, I believe, as a starter since he's taken over the team. It's officially his team. Joe Flacco, they announced, will not be with the team next year. He's going to go do something else. I believe he's either going to start for the Jaguars. That's about it. He's going to probably be the Jacksonville Jaguars. Quarterback next season. That's seeming to be what'll happen. That or Washington might take a stab at him. Teams like that, like Washington, who doesn't really have a quarterback, the Jaguars, shortlist the Carolina Panthers because of the struggles with Cam Newton. we may see something change over in Carolina. I know small market teams have problems moving on from like iconic players with a lot of flaws. But I mean, Joe Flacco is going to be available, and but it's an upgrade from this point at Cam, who's been playing terribly. Either way, Baltimore keeps their season alive at 8-6 with the win over Tampa Bay, 20-12. Lamar looks good. It's his team now. We're in a new era of Baltimore Ravens football, like I told everybody would happen, and it started with that Saints loss at home. Um, you know, they need a little help. Indy has to get beat by somebody for them to get in, but or maybe even if the Pittsburgh can lose out, this could be Tampa Bay or Baltimore's division, but we'll see how well the Ravens do. The Colts, I'm kind of rooting for the Colts to get the wild card because I don't want to deal with the Ravens, so we'll see about that. And then there's not much to say about this game. The Lions lost to the Bills 14 to 13. Both teams are 5-9. The Bills late comeback win. Lions committed some mistakes on defense late, and it cost them the game. They lost 14 to 13. Both teams have had bad seasons. Both teams have played horribly for most parts with a couple weird wins. The Lions beat the Patriots. The Bills beat the Vikings. It is what it is with that. Not much to say there. And then hilariously, the Green Bay Packers got beat by the Chicago Bears, ending a really long winning streak by Aaron Rodgers against the Chicago Bears. Chicago clinched the NFC North to go to 10-4. Green Bay was eliminated from playoff contention like the losers they are at 5-8-1. Glad to see that they're struggling. Glad to see Aaron Rodgers had a bad game. I seen him throw, I think, 2 interceptions. I don't remember any touchdowns that he threw. So good job to the Chicago Bears. I'm very proud of you guys. You shut down Aaron Rodgers. You did the right thing. You eliminated the bastard, and you won that NFC North. And with a little help with some friends, you could actually sneak into that number 2 seed should the Los Angeles Rams lose again or another game. You know what I mean? You guys could sneak in. You hold the tiebreaker. You could be getting a first-round bye and playing a lot of games at Soldier Field. Good win by the Bears. You finally beat the boogeyman. You got rid of him. It's a great feeling. Thank you, Chicago. Thank you for keeping the Vikings and the goddamn Packers from getting the NFC North and bringing it to one of the bottom dwellers, which has been the Bears and the Lions for years. Congratulations. I was hoping it would be us, but now I can only hope you guys actually do something in the playoffs. But anyway, let's move on to the, like I told everybody, the Cincinnati Bengals beat the Raiders 30-16, and I tried to tell everybody who was picking, like everybody picked the Raiders to win this game. Like, no guys, the Bengals aren't that bad. They still have a running game. They still have a halfway decent defense. They're 25.4 years old. The youngest team in football outside of the Browns. They're like the same age by like 0.3 to 0.4. It's the Bengals. They're the youngest. They're going to be just fine in a few years. Yeah, their defense is sort of bad. Historically bad, nonetheless. But they're all young. A lot of guys hurt. A lot of guys were out. They'll be fine next year. They'll have Dalton back, even though that's not much of an improvement. It's still, you're going to get Andy Dalton back. You're going to be healthy next season. You're going to have your receivers. So don't count this. Whoever picked the Raiders to win this game really just needs to think about football a little bit. The Raiders stink. They're 3-11, and they have the number 2 pick in the draft because I believe they beat the Arizona Cardinals this year. And the Bengals go to 6-8. Their season is over, but hey, the backup squad actually won a game. Congratulations to Driscoll and Tom Savage and all those awesome quarterbacks. But I went 5-3 at this point. You're thinking, wow, how could you have such a bad week if you had a 5-3 start? The 1 p.m. games continued. I got like all of these wrong, except this one. The Indianapolis Colts, like I said, disrupted the way that Cowboys played football. The Cowboys were going to be tired, emotionally exhausted. They're not in Dallas. They can't play the style of football they want. And as soon as that got upset, all the ingredients that are needed for the Dallas Cowboys to win a game, they lose 23-0 to the Indianapolis Colts in Indy, a game against a team that's really good. Check 1. Against a team that disrupted the way they play football. Get ahead of them early. Don't let them use Zeke to dominate the game. Check 2. And then just play your style of football that Indy likes. I mean, you got to get the Cowboys out of their style of football, which is taking some kind of an early lead, and then pounding it with Zeke and then beating you with defense. Couldn't do that, and then using the home field advantage to your, home field advantage to all of your advantages. Cowboys couldn't do that here, and they lost bad, and they got exposed. They have to win in a specific way, and they didn't have any of the qualifications for a win for them in this game, and they got shut out, I think, for the first time since like 2003 or 13. The Cowboys, no, it's 2003. This is the first time they've been shut out. So Anyway, congratulations to the Colts. I believe they are right now the last seed in the wild card, so that's interesting. I'd prefer them to keep the seed because I believe we can beat the Colts and Andrew Luck, but the Ravens are a different story. Let's move on. And when I say we, it's the Patriots because, whatever with that game. In another whatever game, the Redskins kept their season alive. Josh Johnson won a start. I don't believe it. That's how bad the Jaguars are playing right now. Cody Kessler and that horrible defense and that great defense couldn't beat Josh Johnson. 16 to 13, the Redskins keep their season alive, 7-7. Cowboys at 8-6 now have to keep winning to keep the pesky Redskins and Eagles both 7-7 away from winning the division. They got to win next week to win the division out. We'll see if that happens. They play the Buccaneers. Interesting game, so we'll see about that. But not much to say about this one. 4-10 for the Jaguars. Horrifically disappointing season after almost going to the Super Bowl. Redskins kept their season alive somehow with Josh Johnson. A game I missed. Let's see, I missed that game. I missed this game. I got both of these last two wrong. The Vikings keep their season alive. They're holding on to that last playoff card slot by just a sliver after beating the Dolphins 41 to 17. They fired their offensive coordinator and all of a sudden scored 40 points. Maybe it was the problem. Maybe we've been too hard on the Andy Dalton of the NFC. But again, this wasn't a primetime game. It's a who gives a shit game, a 1 p.m. window, and guess what? Kirk Cousins lights it up. Wow, how shocking. Where is this in primetime football with Kirk Cousins? Nowhere to be found. So, anyway, 7-6-1. Miami's probably eliminated. They're done. Let's see. And then a game we also got wrong. We got all three of these games wrong, by the way. The Jaguars winning, or we got the Redskins winning wrong, the Vikings winning wrong, and the Titans winning wrong. This was kind of another game I really don't care about. 17-0, the Titans won. I didn't watch it. They beat the Giants 17-0. Not really surprising. Way too physical a team for the New York Giants. That's all. 17-0, 8-6. Keep their season alive. They're still fighting for these playoff slots. With the Colts, the Ravens, and any other 8-6 team that happens to be in the AFC this year. And now we have, of course, getting all three of those wrong brought us to 6-6. Not a great week. And then we go to the 4 p.m. games. And, of course, got this one wrong. Seattle got upset by San Francisco in San Francisco, 26-23 in overtime. Of course, Seattle got the ball at the end of regulation. We're unable to capitalize with it. Got the ball first in overtime. We're unable to score. And then San Francisco gets the ball, goes down, kicks a field goal, and beats the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle blew this. They were supposed to clinch the first wild card spot. Weren't able to do it. Was supposed to be a walk in the park. Now they're 8-6. Not that big of a deal, but next week they'll have to get it and clinch. They should have did it this week. Now it's kind of looking scary. And then we have the New England Patriots. They got beat by the Steelers. Whatever, who cares? Not going to talk much about that. 9-5 for the New England Patriots. 8-5-1 for the Steelers. Steelers held on to their seeds and snapped their losing streak. Good quality win by the Steelers. Great defense at the end of the game by Hayden to intercept Brady. And then on the ensuing drive with, the next time the Patriots had the ball, they were able to stop Brady from scoring from inside the red zone. Great job by the Steelers to finally beat the Patriots nonetheless. That was Big Ben's only third win against Brady, including the playoffs. So, whatever, congratulations. And that brought me to 6-8. Boy, was I not feeling too good. I was like, God damn, the best I can do is 500 this week. Then Sunday Night Football, the Eagles finally woke the fuck up and beat the Rams 30-23. Nick Foles came in and re-energized the offense. Kind of spells a bad news for Carson Wentz. Should, Nick Foles go 9-7 and then lead this team into the playoffs. Would be a bit of a startler for Carson Wentz. Maybe time for him to re-examine how he plays. Maybe it's time for Carson Wentz to stop just feeding the ball to his tight end. Maybe use Alshon Jeffrey like, Nick Foles just did. You spread the ball out, Carson. You'll play like Nick. The Rams, again, struggled kind of surprisingly in consecutive games after losing to the Bears. They now lose to the Eagles. A little bit of a sign that maybe the Rams have slowed down. Maybe there's a bit of an exposing going on. Who knows what's going on with them? They seem to have slowed down significantly, maybe hit that proverbial wall that teams will run into as they fall to 11-3. Saints now the official number 1 seed in the NFL, overall NFL too, at 12-2. Rams now are kind of having the Bears breathing down their throat. Rams can't lose again, or else should the Rams lose one game and then win the other one and go 12-4, and the Bears win out and go 12-4, well then all of a sudden the Rams are playing in the first round of the wild card. They're hosting a wild card game. And the Bears then will host somebody in Soldier Field. Not exactly what the Rams want. They do not want to be playing games away from Los Angeles. So that brought me to 6-9. I was pissed off, but at least the Saints were able to somehow hold on and win 12-9. Most people have watched this game or have it still fresh in their head. But of course, very boring game, defensively oriented. Both offenses just couldn't get anything going. The Panthers looked really bad on offense, specifically Cam Newton. I don't know what's going on. He's not adapting well as he's getting older and losing the, being as good a pure athlete. As those skills are going away with age, his arm is not compensating for it because he's never been really a premier passer. He's never really been to blow you away with the field general skills. So we'll see how that trend continues. We'll see how much more of a leash and how much more patience the Panthers organization will have with him as he just clinched. He's never had back-to-back winning seasons, Cam Newton. And I'm a big Cam Newton guy. So, like, it's starting to kind of go like, oh, maybe we should start looking at other options because Cam's obviously not going to do it. Can't put back-to-back winning seasons together. So here we are again. He's 6-8. Best he can do is 500. And I don't even know if he can go past 6. And they're bad this year. They can't win on the road. Can't win at home. I don't know what's going on in Carolina, but they need help. McCaffrey's the only thing keeping them relevant and safe. Good for I don't know, bad situation. Anyway, that's 7-9, probably my worst record for overall this pick'em this year, and it actually kind of does hurt my percentage, my win percentage. My total season record right now is 120, 83, and 2. But of course, we just had all those games go by, so that the 2018 NFL season pick'em up record updated is 127, 92, and 2 for about a 58 win percentage. It's like 57.9, so you can round it up to 58. And that'll end my Week 15 pick'em results video. I hope you enjoyed this. I appreciate everyone who subscribed to the channel. We are officially over 1,000. Or over 1,000 subscribers, sorry. I should say that a little bit more clear. Sometime this week, probably tomorrow, I will be releasing a 1,000 subscriber special where I will go over my favorite Color Rush uniforms, all 32 of them. I'll rate them and, go over why I like them. And it'll be fun. It'll be a funner, easygoing video for everyone who's joined the channel since I started doing these picks videos, since I started the channel just 3 months ago. It's been a quick rise. I thank you guys so much for subscribing, for commenting, for liking the videos, for joining the live chats. Wouldn't be growing without all of you, so I hope you guys like this video if you enjoy it. Leave a comment on how your team's doing, how your picks are going, what you guys think of the NFL this season, which has been one of the best seasons in recent memory. And then, subscribe to the channel if you're new here and all that fun stuff. I thank you guys so much for listening to this DrTV presentation. I'm Rob. I will see you on my Week 16 NFL Picks video coming shortly. Thank you. Good day.